discuss the next part of speech, that is pronoun. What's a pronoun? A pronoun is a word which is used instead of a noun. It is a word used instead of a noun. That is called as a pronoun. There are 4 types of pronouns. First one is the personal pronoun. The second one is the reflexive pronoun. And the third one is the indefinite pronoun. And the fourth one is the interrogative pronoun. Now let us look into the first pronouns. Actually, what are pronouns? When I talk about 2 people, 2 names, Sam and Summer are together. Sam liked to be with Summer. Sam and Summer do a project. When I talk about these names, you say instead of those names, we use the word he or they or she, so on. So those are called as pronouns. Pronouns that talk about people are called as personal pronouns. It is also called as personal pronoun. For example, when I talk about or when I give the description of personal pronouns, it is divided into 3. First one is the subject of the personal pronoun. Second one talks about the object of the personal pronoun. It has 3 types: subject, object and possessive. Now what is this subject? I talks about first person. When I talk about I am all alone. When I talk about I talks about first person singular. So when I say the subject I, the object will be me. And the possessive pronoun will be mine and my. That is for the first person singular I. When I talk about we, all of us together, talks about first person plural. When I talk about we, the object will become us and the possessive will become our and ours. When I talk about you, second person singular and plural, it talks about the object as you, and there the possessiveness talks about your and yours. The pronoun he, the third person singular he, has the object him and has the possessive his. And the third person singular she talks about her and it talks about the possessive her and hers. When I talk about the word it, the object for that is it, and again the possessive is its. The subject pronoun is used in the place of subject. The object pronoun is used in the place of object, and possessive is used in the place of possessiveness. For example, when I say I am writing, my mother is giving a pen to me, so that talks about the object. He is giving me a book, that talks about the object. This is mine. It talks about the possessiveness. When I talk about we are gathered here, we are playing, we are together as one family. Let us invite him. This is our house. This is ours. So these are the possessiveness. Now let us talk about the next part, the reflexive pronoun. What is a reflexive pronoun? Reflexive pronouns are pronouns which reflects towards the subject. For example, when I say myself, yourself, itself. For example, when you talk about myself, I look into the mirror to look at myself. I look into the mirror to look at myself. So these are called as reflexive pronouns. When the pronoun reflects towards the subject is called as a reflective reflexive pronoun. Yourself, themself, herself, himself, all these are called as reflexive pronouns. Next one is the indefinite pronouns. Indefinite pronouns are not definite at all, which is not sure at all. For example, when I talk about someone, anyone, anybody, nobody, every, each, neither, either, these all are talking about indefinite pronouns, and all these pronouns will be only singular. Let me give you an example. Neither of the two teams was aware. Won the goal. Won the match or won the goal. Now what will be the auxiliary verb used here? Now neither, as I already told you, someone, somebody, anyone, anybody, either, neither, all talks about a singular pronoun. So here neither, though we are talking about two teams, the word neither acts as a singular subject. So you are supposed to take the word was. One of my friends. When I talk about one of my friends, though friends is plural, but I say one, you have to add one of my friends is a doctor. So this talks about the subject. It clarifies. One clarifies that it is a singular pronoun. So this is indefinite pronouns. The next pronoun what we are going to see is interrogative pronouns. What are interrogative pronouns? Interrogative pronouns are who, whom, which, and that. These are called as interrogative pronouns. Now, what is whom? Whom is used for an objective pronoun. When it is used as an to whom and for whom, it is used in the place of an object pronoun, and who is used in the place of a subject pronoun. And which talks about a specific pronoun, and that talks about, which and what talks about a general pronoun. For example, what are you doing? It's a general question. Which dish do you like? That's a specific question. For example, whom does this book belong to? It talks about the object. When I say who are you, that talks about the subject. So these are called as interrogative pronouns. Now many of us will confuse the word I and me. Now for example, when I talk about the examples as Sam and Summer, I say Sam and I. The I, first person singular, should come or should be followed after the subject. You cannot write I and Sam. I should be always followed after the subject. For example, when I talk about children and I, you cannot say I and children. That's wrong. Many of us will not know that. First will be the third person. Second will be the second person you. Sam, you and I. Or you cannot talk about I, you and Sam. It always talks about the third person, then the second person, then will be the first person. And many of us again will go wrong with ours, theirs. They will write with an apostrophe s, but that is not included. It's a major mistake. You are not supposed to put an apostrophe before ours or theirs. This is pronoun. I hope you would have enjoyed this class. Thank you for watching. Let me see you in the next video.